minutes to speak. The other person will reflect back their understanding of what they're hearing the person say to their satisfaction. Is that agreed? Does that work for you? And you know the process. You've done it before. So you can start, and you can maybe start with me, and then I'll reflect back just the model.
Okay, so I'm going to turn Joey Gibson.
We're out here, we're at the empathy tent. We're about to have a conversation with everybody yelling.
I guess I'll really just start about who I am. So I'm Rod Weber. I'm a documentary filmmaker from Boston. People generally describe me as left-leaning, although a lot of people on the left describe me as right-leaning.
Moderate.
Well, no, I would not say I'm moderate. I'd say when you're in the heat of the fire and you've been to hundreds of these political events, you develop a different kind of, you're a free thinker at that point.
So what we do with this process, you'll take a pause, and then the person reflects back their understanding to your satisfaction. So Joey, what did you hear? What's your name again?
Rod Weber.
Rod. What did you hear Rod say?
He said that he's not a robot, he's a free thinker. He doesn't believe in labels, is what I think he's trying to say.
Yep. Absolutely. So can you tell me, since I really don't know a lot about you, can you tell me about you?
My name is Joey Gibson. I'm the founder of Patriot Prayer, and I'm going around on the West Coast trying to promote free speech, freedom, truth, trying to bring light into some of the darkest areas on the West Coast. I believe that no politician can fix our problems that we have at a cultural level. That's who I am.
And reflect back your and just reflect back your understanding of what you heard Joey say.
Are here to stay.
Sounds like you're trying to get understanding as well.
Are here to stay. Milo had to run away. Immigrants are here to stay. Milo had to run away.
You can't be hitting me in the face and shit.
Milo had to run away. Immigrants are here to stay. Milo had to run away.
So I guess one thing that Dave was saying about you, and this is about the only thing that I really know, is that people have complained that you're a white supremacist, and I can see that you're not white, and he says...
So these guys are trying to push us.
He said you're not white.
Back right
Can you tell me more why this comes up as an issue?
So there's two issues with the white supremacy. Number one, there's a lot of people who try to use it for their own political gain. Okay? One of the problems is that we've had white supremacists, we've had a Nazi show up before. Can't point towards them. And so because people showed up to a march or a rally and we kicked them out, that's what they blame me for. But I don't care about the color of your skin. I don't care. I care about what's on the inside. I am a Christian. I follow Jesus. I believe Jesus loves everybody, regardless of the color of their skin, their gender, their sexuality. None of that matters to Jesus. Okay, what matters is who you are. What's on the inside. These people have no argument. That's why they just yell and they scream, and all they can say is racist and fascist. That's all they have.
What did you hear him say?
So what I was hearing you say is that people are wrong about calling you white supremacists, and again because you're not white and you just want open dialogue.
And also you're a Christian.
And you're a Christian.
Is there more? Did you get it, or is there more? That's enough.
Sure. So, did you have a question for me, or
whatever's on your mind?
Okay. So I am from Boston, and so I was at the Boston Free Speech Rally, which was a week after Charlottesville, and I interviewed the event organizers here, and I think it was an event not unlike what's going on here, and everyone is being accused of being a Nazi or a white supremacist, which I didn't think was accurate. That said, they did invite a Holocaust denier, and as we get into, it's pretty anti-Semitic.
What are you guys assaulting me for?
Hey!
I've got everything on camera.
Hey, be nice. Be nice. What's going on?
No violence today.
The leftists are pushing themselves in.
No violence today.
Dialogue.
Why are you pushing?
Fucking hit her!
Why'd you
fucking hit her! You fucking hit her!
Why did you do
fucking
that?
hit her because you hit her! You hit her! You just hit her!
You fucking hell,
Don't touch me! Don't touch me!
You fucking hit her! You just fucking hit her! You just hit her! You just hit her! You hit her! Every time!
Hey, I want to get through this day with no violence.
Hit her! You just hit
Do we need violence? Hey, I know Bam loves violence. Bam believes in violence, but we don't. We believe in peace. We believe in love. Yvette, hey. Yvette. Yvette, can you calm down? Can you calm down? We don't want violence. Guys.
Everybody has to get along. You just fucking hit her. You're a piece of shit. I didn't touch you, asshole. He just hit her.
Dialogue, 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 listening, dialogue, empathy, empathy, empathy.
Nazi scum off our streets! 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 Nazi scum!
So they pinched me in the back. They punched me in the back.
Nazi scum!
Do you want to be heard? Would you like a voice? Would you like a voice? We're here to listen. You're saying Nazi scum. You're saying Nazi scum. You're saying Nazi scum. Are you feeling angry? Do you want to be heard? Do you want to be heard? Do you want to be heard? We're here to listen. We are here to listen. We are here to listen. You are saying Nazi scum, get off our street.
Maybe we can just talk. So, I mean, because we don't need the megaphone. I just want to, understand the people. I'm Rod Weber.
That's right. I seen you yesterday. I seen you yesterday. I'm trying to find the.
No, you're right.
I'm trying to find the moderate. No, I'm trying to find the moderate liberals, or the ones that are free thinking. They don't believe in all the social justice warrior crap.
Well, so what we need is free thinkers.
Yeah, pretty much. That's what I'm trying to find. Also, I want to bring that together. See, they're afraid of this.
Right.
Of us coming together and united.
And so the thing I was bringing up about the Boston rally, the reason they got in trouble with everyone is because they had invited Gavin McInnes and like Augustus and Victor. And
Augustus is no good. Gavin's a good guy though.
Right,
not racist at all.
But I'm saying that they get into this freedom of association thing, and I think that's why a lot of folks get in trouble. And so even people say about Untitled Chapter that he's a white national.
Yeah, he's not.
Well, right. I'm just saying what people say.
He believes that whites are, people are being biased towards whites. That's what he believes.
So you've been willing to dialogue with us. We've done some mediations before. So how are you about empathy and dialogue? What's your kind of position on that, Rob?
I think he's being pretty empathetic and he's discussing reasonably.
Yeah.
It's hard to really have a conversation in this context, but he's trying.
I have a question. Why are they doing what they're doing? That's them. Finding is necessary. You gotta ask them. I will ask them and you. I want to hear what you think. They have an agenda that's beyond fighting racism. If you believe that all they care about is fighting racism, that's not true. They want to divide this country. Okay, they want this country to fall. They don't care about racism. They don't care about Nazis. They don't care about any of that. If they really cared about that, then they wouldn't beat up black people. They wouldn't beat up minorities who disagree with what they say. You're not answering my question. You're saying what you think. I'm asking you what you think. I'm asking you why you think they're doing what they're doing. Because they don't want to have a conversation. Because they don't want to have a conversation. Yeah. And why are they mad? Hey, what's up?
You're trying to rationalize irrational people.
I'm here. But that's what they would say about you.
No, because we're rational people can have a normal dialogue.
I'm at rational people sit just outside Broadway.
Trying to shut you down. These are rational people. He's a liberal, he's a conservative. They can have a normal conversation. People like that just try to shut down speech aren't rational. That's what I would say.
It's an irrational speech. There's some kind of emotional underneath it.
Yeah, well, I think
there's some kind of
emotion or agenda. An agenda to shut down speech that they don't agree with.
Yeah. So they're wanting to shut down and not have a dialogue.
Oh yeah, they saw Joey come over here.
Absolutely not. I follow Jesus. I believe what matters on the inside. It's not about skin color. It's about your heart, your character. That's all that matters.
They try to intimidate and vilify and silence with name calling. So
no, I'm in the middle. I'm a moderate.
They call him racist.
I'm a libertarian. I'm trying to bring the right and the left together, the moderates.
Rather than actually
we get rid of the Nazis, we get rid of Antifa and BAM, and so the moderates can come together and have a conversation. We can move this country further.
So could we work together to do more with the empathy to bring the left and the right together? We can have some maybe rallies where we have those.
They don't want to talk. Like what their tactics are is they put the signs in front of our face. What they just did is they
but there's other people.
Oh, the other people?
A lot of people want dialogue.
Yeah, that's why we're here. And Joey has always been, I don't want to speak for Joey, but what I feel that's been going on with the people that we associate with is we've been wanting to have healthy conversation environments. Yeah, we want to talk to people. We think that that's the way to find some common ground, and that we can move on from there and go towards progress.
We got commonality there because that's what we want. We want to find that common ground.
My name is Gabriel Silva. Gabriel Silva. Joey and I, we were the ones, 2 or 4 people that did the San Francisco Patriot Prayer rally. Joey is Patriot Prayer. I'm a father, I'm an activist. My name's Gabe Silva, that's who I am. I think it's just some rhetoric that's being pushed. You know, I'm Latino, Joe's Japanese, Will Johnson, he's a black American. There's no basis to what their claims are. I just don't understand why. Well, you know, what I think is the reason for them doing that is because they want to just automatically turn people's ears off to what we have to say. Because it's obvious that there's a serious problem with free speech in Berkeley, and so any Americans that love freedom, we need to have students exchange ideas and conversation at colleges. And if we let this type of stuff happen without, you know, contesting it, then it's going to spread. And very soon in America, we're not going to be able to. We're going to be shut down. It's not going to be the free speech America. It's the First Amendment.
You can never have a dialogue. No one will understand each other. It's like the left is speaking Klingon and the right is speaking some other science fiction imaginary language. And when you're doing that, no one will ever...
What they did is they pinched me in the back. They started assaulting me in the back, so I pushed them back, and then they got fired up. They got fired up about it, and that's their bad.
It's just 2 different parts of the same thing, and you have the elites at the top dividing everyone.
They're dividing us. Like a university has done its part to try to facilitate speech. Cut off evidence.
I can't speak to the university because I am from Boston, but what I can say is it seems like the mentality overall in the country has switched drastically in the past year.
It's crazy out here. It's crazy just because we want to come out here to have a conversation, have some speeches. This is why we come out here. We have to contest this stuff. We can't let them shut us down like that. People should be able to walk down the street with American flags and be patriotic about their country without risking violence. You know, it's ridiculous.
Coming after me, and they're saying, oh, Ron Rivers going to show up with an AIDS vest and blow up everyone. So I had everyone on the far right kneel down. I had people on the left and anyone who's moderate just gets labeled as a crazy person. And you seem to have no voice, like the far left and the far
This is Berkeley, California. This is what happens whenever you want to have a couple speakers. They are anti-free speech here in Berkeley, California. But see, these people don't represent all of Berkeley, right? There's people in Berkeley that are good people that want to talk.
So, hey guys, what's going on? This is crazy. We're just coming down here to have a conversation. These people are freaking out right now. Seriously, man, they're acting like the Antichrist came in here. This is insane. But we're gonna walk around. We have a surprise. We have a trick up our
guys like Rob. But if you can't have it with Yvette and these other crazy.
Immigrants are here to stay. It doesn't make it racist. Immigrants are welcome here. Immigrants are welcome here.
It's kind of nice. I don't have my hat on today, so I'm not getting the got caught. See, I'm not getting the normal mob of haters that I would normally get. Some kind of incognito just walking through the crowd here, and nobody really recognizes me. So, yes. I don't know. I'm not a lot of people say I'm a white nationalist, and it's a lie. It's a typical leftist tactic.
Immigrants are welcome here. Say it loud.
They aren't. You try to shut them down and
Fascists, go away! Off of our streets, out of our campuses.
Well, she must not know me if I don't know her. Pam, if she Pam said I'm a white nationalist, Pam is either telling you a lie or grossly
USA!
You know, I'm right in the middle of a march. Maybe we can have this discussion at a later date.
You do not get to dishonor the memory of my grandfather, who was a POW! I am telling the truth about everything! It's not a skip!
Okay, sometimes this shit is comedy, man. Let's see here. Where is Yvette Felarca, that little hobgoblin? There he is. What do you think about it? Good to see you, man. Oh, yeah, me too. Yeah, should be some good political theater today. So you see this little hobgoblin right here, the Asian girl? I do know her, yeah. Yeah, you know who she is, right? Yeah, head communist.
Illegal immigrants.
And we have more diversity than you guys do. We have more diversity than you guys do. It's crazy. Hey, how's it going, man? How's
Off the street.
Okay, cool. Hey, stop! Come in!
Hey, Patriot! Tiny!
Let's go. Let's start walking, dude. See what happens? We're just walking down the street.
Oh, brother! Oh, cool. Amber, what's up?
No, I'm just looking real estate.
Oh, you're not?
Another transgender who thinks that
It's crazy, you guys.
Well, looks like they're blocking things up.
Yeah, we agree. No drugs. None of you guys. None of you guys.
Guys, free speech is the enemy of moving forward.
When will you be happy? When will you be happy? No drugs. When will that be? None of you guys. None of you guys.
Tell me your name again, because I keep forgetting.
Ben Berquam.
Ben, say last name?
Berquam, B-E-R-G-Q-U-A-M.
Okay. Usually I have time to go check and watch the old videos, but like
I know, it's
crazy.
crazy.
Yeah.
Americans just want to have a conversation. That's it. I didn't know freedom was so controversial in this country. When did freedom? When did the American flag become controversial, guys? We gotta think. We gotta wake up on what's going on right now. Right now or never.
Yeah, it's gone.
This is psychotic. Hey, I'm gonna see this march is not about Trump, it's not about Milo, it's not about Republican Party.
This march is about free speech. This march is about the problems in Berkeley. Hey, sir, are you the one that got assaulted a couple weekends ago? Okay.
like to use it at all?
Losing my voice.
You know, you're getting in his face. Don't get in his face.
We are waiting for this from his mouth. That's for sure.
Take your ass to jail.
Goodbye to her.
Felarca, a terrorist, a fascist.
There she goes, you guys. She's getting put in the car, and she's out. That's what's up. I'm glad somebody's seeing you, brother. Yeah, we're going. We have to go one block to the left.
Right now?
Whenever you want.
Let's do it now.
All right, let's go.
Hey! Hey!
Hey! Go catch up. We almost lost everybody.
Joey, that was so fucking epic! Oh my gosh! Oh my god, dude! One down, baby. One down, baby. So pretty soon she's gonna be locked up. As soon as they find, when the funding comes out, the money that's been flowing through BAM, the whole organization's gonna go down. All of them. I'm telling you right now.
You know what? That's what she gets for assaulting me in the back just now. You know what I mean?
Right. She's a fascist. She believes in violence. She deserves to sit in jail. She's always starting riots all the time, and I can't believe the Americans put up with that. and she's still a middle school teacher. It's unbelievable. Unbelievable. What kind of country we live in? You're gonna have to ask them that. But they shouldn't be afraid of my speech because I'm not even talking about right or left. It's about freedom, love, truth. That's it. That's all I've been talking about for like the last 6 months. That's it. That's all I care about. I can vouch for that. This man is not filled with hate.
Non-violence. You've been preaching non-violence the whole time.
Ever since I auditioned from Texas, and I was a Republican, I experienced abuse in all of my life. That's who I am as a person. We are human beings.
We'll take
We come from the same place. And to call this man and Tanya a Nazi who was Samoan? That's not fair. What's up, bro? The white boys chased out 3 brown men, and this racist called us Nazis, beating us up.
She tried to use force to stop us. She assaulted me in the back.
I saw a bit of it on Simi Street. Hey, that's Ryoga. Hey, what's up, man?
What the heck? You cut me off. You see me?
We're going to the right here.
Sorry, my bro.
Make a hole, guys, on your left. On your left.
On your left.
Make a hole! Make a hole! Make a hole!
Thank you very much.
Thank you for your service.
Thank you, guys. You're welcome. Today, you don't know how good that made me feel seeing your fat fucking in the back of that police car.
Careful, careful. You all right?
Americans.
Freedom. We're marching for free speech.
Go right! Right here, John, right behind you. Go right
Back to Berkeley. Back to Berkeley. We can't go that way, we can't go this way.
Let's go into the park. We're going to the park. We're going to the park. People's Park? Yeah, People's Park. Go there. People's Park has a lot of history, you know what I mean? Has a lot of history in this town, and some consider it the stronghold of communism. So we're going to the very place to uphold free speech that is the most hated.
That's right. That's the goal. We can't just ignore it, guys. We have too many people trying to ignore what's going on in Berkeley and these other areas. The worst thing you can do is ignore it. We go straight into the belly of the beast. We bring light into the darkness, okay? Because when we leave, every single time we leave a little bit of light behind. That's the goal. Leave some truth and some light behind and break through the lies, man. That's what we're here for.
Absolutely.
This is the shit. I really love.
That's what's up, you guys. Free speech and light and love will prevail. Nothing's going to stop it, ever. Let me tell you something. Nothing's going to ever stop it. Nothing can stop God. Nothing can stop God. There it is. So we have to look for the truck.
Oh, we'll wait right here?
No, we'll walk into the park. It's got to be to... Looks like they're on the far side to the right.
Are they parked?
Yeah.
Hold up, guys.
Just walk right into the middle of it.
Where? No, I don't want. We got families here. Where's it at? You don't know where? Hold up, guys.
Hold up! Hold up! Hold up!
I don't want to just mingle through the park. We got families.
Let's just walk around this way. Yeah.
Did you have an idea where you want to go?
Wherever the truck is, I don't know.
Who put the truck? Gabe parked the truck, right?
It's over here.
Sure?
It's a silver truck. You know.
Right or left hand side?
Walk around the park. We'll get it. I don't know where they dropped me off and then they parked. So.
Okay.
Yeah, that's why we're not going to walk through the park. We're going to walk around it.
Typically, it's just homeless and gutter ponds.
We're going around.
Hey, Dave.
Gabe.
What's up? What's up?
Is this silver?
Yeah.
4x4?
Yep. All right, let's go.
That's it right there.
Yep, that's it right there.
No. You got to set it up and everything?
Doesn't give out permits.
You got to sit and actually leave the speakers in the back of that truck.
There's someone in there. There's two people in there.
We're going over to that silver F-150. We're going to that silver truck. Silver F-150 with speakers in the back.
Hey, I forgot. I want you to. Everybody that was there. Hey, Dave. Dave, hold this for me. Get this hand.
Unbelievably cool. Yvette just got arrested. Oh my God, so epic. What's up, brother? Note to self, don't photobomb you. All right, here we are. People's Park.
Defend DACA. Well, too late.
Those go up on, we're doing off stage. There's a stage right over there.
Get it all set up. I think we got guys that are going to do the...
We got to be mobile.
Okay. That was a long walk.
Can we help? Get it all set up. I think we got guys.
They're setting up a stage right here at People's Park, Berkeley.
So we've now walked all the way.
From the Proud Boys are claiming that jeans make people superior to another. I'm hearing some of that, like targeting. Like I haven't verified it. I haven't talked to a Proud Boys.
Okay.
I haven't really been interested too.
All we're for is Western chauvinism. Meaning,
I just finally got to.
so we believe Western culture is the best, and that should be upheld. People can have their own culture, but you can't take someone else's culture away.
That didn't happen at a rally.
The West is based on Judeo-Christian values.
He had surgery.
And so that's what our country is based on. Doesn't mean our country is owned by a theocracy of any sort.
So we're at
that's who we are.
location.
We promote Western values.
As a
Yes,
Christian,
Yvette got
I want to
arrested.
point
We'll
out
watch
that
the
I read
live
Sir
out in the
Francis
street. It
Bacon's
was
book, New
amazing.
Atlantis.
Amazing.
And it details how this was actually a
I
social
wish you guys were here.
experiment to
Share
allow
this video,
the
guys.
bringing
Share.
of a new world order, or the old age of Atlantis, the antediluvian age.
Whoa. Yeah, I
America was
know.
actually a social experiment to bring that about. And you can clearly see by studying Freemasonry and occult symbolism in the cities, from San Francisco all the way to Washington.
Sure.
Satanism has laced the foundations of this country.
I'm not saying it's not. All
So
I'm saying is that
I object to that it was established with Judeo-Christian values because it inherently wasn't. But I don't believe that it should be torn down in a hateful
like a
way,
family
the way
barbecue.
Antifa is intending.
Family.
I believe in education, open dialect. Getting one ideology to understand, well, why do you...
All right, I'm going to turn this around so you guys can see. Keep sharing this, guys.
in fact,
looks like there's a stage of some kind already here in the park, which
where you can be
awesome.
A Muslim,
Perfect location.
And if you don't commit violence, you're able to.
They have a sound system.
Okay, that's cool.
I'm a constitutionalist. That brings me here to support free speech.
Yeah, I'm with you, brother.
But in the sense that this country was founded on purely Christian.
Founded on purely Christian.
I know that's not true.
Yeah.
And that's part of the Rockefeller school system line. I believe that's to force the hard right into their ideology.
Yeah, I'll give you that. We're not hard right.
But what I want to see is the left and the right, they agree on more things than they disagree. For instance, the Federal Reserve's monopoly of our money.
Yeah, that's the biggest problem is the Fed.
Now, where anarchists don't want any government, you know, the right wants small government. Well, man, that's a starting place.
Yeah, thank you.
It's definitely not a reason for us to be in the street fighting each other.
We're not here to fight.
I came out of the left. April 15th, I got pushed.
They want us to fight. They want us to yell. They want us to scream. And they want us to be hateful.
Libertarian.
We have to consider the possibility. There's a lot of people in this city, they don't understand me. They don't know me because they've never heard me speak. For those of you
Okay, guys, after that little chat with a Proud Boy, thank you. That's the first time I've got to talk face-to-face with someone who identifies as a Proud Boy.
Yeah.
So you're okay with the Western way of life. It's got nothing to do with race, is that what I understand?
No, nothing to do with race. In fact, we were invited to unite the right, and we felt that it was leaning towards white nationalism / supremacy, so we didn't show up.
Well, that's awesome. I will definitely, I don't censor, I don't filter.
Good.
You know, as anonymous, I believe in against censorship.
Good.
Even if you guys were racist, I would believe you would be able to stand on your soapbox. The minute you start telling this guy to hate that guy because of his skin's color,
right?
Well, I don't care if the other guy throws a brick at your face. You know? If you're spitting hateful bullshit, you're gonna have consequences.
I agree. I'm with you on that, brother.
And so I just what I get from the idea from reading the even Identity Europa, some of their stuff.
Yeah.
I get it's more, you know, like I'm proud of my heritage in essence compared to like, you know, it's not anti his heritage.
Correct. Correct.
But I guess I stand with George Carlson as I say, well, what do you have to be proud of? That it's just luck. It's happen chance that you are the skin color, race, or whatever. You know, I could be an African licking a puddle right now.
And you should be proud.
But it's by chance I was born in this blessed country where we all have the freedom to come assemble. And
you know the notion of skin color, when you look at it biologically, white people are only an adaptation to their environment, just like black people.
That's exactly what I say. I believe in adaptation to the fullest. You know, as Darwin saw with the canaries introduced to an island that became a different species. I agree with that wholeheartedly.
Yeah,
in fact, it was reading Darwinism that is why I don't support evolution as nothing but a theory yet.
Yeah,
you know, if you can have one virus be exposed to an enzyme or a protein or anything and become a bacteria, become a different kind, and you can duplicate it and record it, then I'll accept evolution of that.
It hasn't been duplicated, it hasn't been replicated.
And it was Darwin's own word that said evolution is a far-fetched theory.
Yeah.
So it was by reading Darwin's writings I became opposed to evolution, but not anti-evolution. You know, if you prove it to me, it's science.
Right.
Now, did you do research with, I believe it was fruit flies, because they multiply and repopulate so quickly? And I believe that what they discovered is they keep these fruit flies in the dark, and their eyes evolve to a white color. Adapt to a white color, which is a form of evolution. I mean, we adapt certain characteristics.
Ronald Reagan, our street artist. What's up, brother? I love this guy here, man. Gotta give you a hug, man.
Every single code they push is taking, and the only way to take this corruption, this evil, that's the only way we can destroy this city, and the only way to prevent this corruption. I appreciate this in a lot of these states. That's it. That's the only way we can get forward. I appreciate so much that you guys are doing. You have to understand. You got to understand. 30 years from now, maybe a small paragraph, but today we'll be in the snitch might not be understand that. So all those times we keep coming to Berkeley and we fight for this right because when people fight for what's right, it goes through the history books. Your name might not be in there, but it doesn't matter. Picture might not be in there, but then we'll talk about this day when people had a fit just because America. I'm back.
Backing up. country great. You are the very fabric of what made this country free to begin with. Once again, give yourselves a hand, guys. This is a war, guys. This is a battle. There's a physical battle, and there's a spiritual battle.
What's that?
Talk about race. Why don't you let me finish my speech and then we'll talk about it later.
You'll have a chance.
Yeah, but I'll tell you this right now, there is a war against whites. There is absolutely a war against whites, and I talk about it all the time, and I won't ever stop talking about that. But right now, I'm talking about the need and importance for brave warriors, brothers and sisters of God, to stand up for their First Amendment rights, to put their lives on the line and bleed if necessary, to fight for this republic and to fight for our freedoms and our rights. That's what I'm talking about here today. Look, guys, when I showed up at the first Battle of Berkeley, I didn't know anybody here. I didn't have a YouTube channel. I didn't have a Twitter. I had never tweeted. I had about 200 friends on Facebook. I didn't have somebody follow me around with a live feed camera so I could get 20,000 views. I showed up there so I could protect my brothers and sisters, my right-wing brothers and sisters, men and women, just like you, because I knew what you were about to face that day. All right? I continue to show up at these events because women and men like you guys continue to show up and support me. You continue to inspire me, and that keeps me going. Showing up at these events time after time again. 6 felonies later, $135,000 bond, facing potentially 8 years in prison at 80%. And believe me, folks, I am far from done. I am not going to quit. No. I'm not out here looking for views. I'm not out here looking for friends, guys. I'm out here looking to fight for the freedoms of this country. I'm out here trying to continue in the proud traditions of my ancestors who fought at the Boston Tea Party, who fought at Lexington, and who fought at Alamo. I carry on those proud traditions, and I see all of you are doing the same. All of you to carry on the proud traditions of your ancestors. Honor your ancestors, guys. And you look at this. You look at these people. These people are demons. These people are brainwashed demons. And all they're going to do is come up here and say the same thing.
That's what we're rallying for.
Yes, we are. You're rallying for hatred, misogyny, white supremacy.
What did we say that one of those categories? She said nothing.
USA!
You got nice tiny hands, bro.
USA!
Tell me how bad my shirt sucks. Fan bud. Look at the fan bud. I want you to look at
If some of y'all white folks would shut the fuck up.
There's no reason to have people up here that don't want to speak. They don't want to listen. There's no reason to share the stage with domestic terrorists. What do you have to say, man?
It's crazy, man. We're out here supporting free speech in a park that really has become a communist park, and it's time for us to stand up. It's time for us to bring freedom back to this town. We're going to keep coming back until Berkeley invites free speech, until the leftists, the violent Marxist leftists, are shut down. We can't compromise anymore. We can't compromise with evil. We have to stand against it. We have to defeat it. It's time that we defeat evil in America, guys.
Absolutely.
God first, God, family, country. God, family, country. That's it. Love you, brother.
We have 11 million illegal immigrants living in American homes. What I say is we need to take back. See, it's always, when I start talking about homeless, nobody cares. Nobody cares about the homeless. We're all homophobes.
What do you guys say about the homeless?
We got 11 million illegal immigrants in this country living in American homes. We got 500,000 homeless Americans every night. We need to start acquiring those homes that illegals are living in and getting our Americans off the street. Homeless before illegals, especially vets. That's my message.
Okay.
Supporters of a fascist regime in the White House. They just rescinded the protection for undocumented residents.
Hey, Marco! How's it going, Jake? Good to see you. What's up, brother?
Hey, what's up? You know that in my country, kids, when we're showing the colors in the morning, if you just cross without saluting the flag, you get suspended for a month. Here, people have just lost so much respect for the flag that represents everything we are. This is
atrocious. I come from a military family. I love our veterans. I love our troops, and I actually am very passionate about them and our fallen soldiers. I do tributes for our fallen soldiers every day for this 16-year war we've been in. Every single day I post everyone's name.
Everything from here. You have a shirt from the United States. Everybody, so. But then a lot of them come here. They hear now, and now they don't want it anymore. It's like.
Yeah, it's funny how a lot of these people came here for a specific reason, and now they're like turning their backs. They want to wave their nation's flag, and so I'm like, well, wait a second. Why are you here then? If you're so proud of your country, then.
It's a sacred symbol, and it should be respected.
Yes.
What's that?
What's going on, Marco?
Hey, I'm getting a little thirsty.
Yeah, me too. This is amazing because this park right here is supposedly the stronghold of communism right here. This park right here is like a known park where this is like their stronghold for the communists that live around here. They feel like that this is their stronghold park, and we're bringing free speech, we're bringing freedom back to the park. So that's awesome. It's so awesome. Yeah, there's no reason. To me, there's no reason to let them speak. You know what I mean? Because what are they saying up there? They're getting up there and they're repeating the same thing they always say. See, people. Yeah, this is not.
As a white person,
this is not conducive to what we're trying to do.
In a way of like, I acknowledge that my privilege as a white person says something about the way I carry myself. And I don't think, so I am not about. I don't think there should be a war on whites. There should not be this war against whites. There should be not this divide.
Absolutely not.
But when we are presenting that there is a war on whites, then it's not only saying that I agree that white people should not feel guilty. They should not be guilty. But now we're trying to shift the blame back onto the minority groups and the ones that have. That's what you guys are presenting.
That's what you're looking and seeing. That's not what's coming from.
That's what he's presenting. I can only hear that.
You know what, you guys? I'm tired of showing up to these legislative hearings where these committees don't care about what we have to say. They don't care about people. They've already made their deals in the back rooms. You know what I mean? They've already made their deals. They're passing their legislation. They don't care. You know, and that's what makes me angry. That's why we need lines. We need people showing up to these legislative hearings. We need lines out the doors. We need people calling our legislators. We need people showing up to these town halls. And we need people getting on school boards, on city councils. This is what's going to actually change stuff, you guys. I mean, we need to get involved with politics. We need to get people in office that actually represent us. We need to get behind candidates. We need to canvass neighborhoods. We need to donate to these candidates and fund them. Otherwise, what's going to change? You know what I mean? And we definitely need to continue to go into these communist strongholds and uphold freedom and free speech. Today is a victory for freedom, you guys. Today is a victory in America for free speech. This is going to continue right here, and this is, you know, the same thing. I've been going to these for a minute now, so this is what's going on over here.
What's up, man?
Is there anything conducive going on over here?
No. We actually kind of did a repeat of what they did over at Moore. We allowed the Antifa to speak, and we let them speak for a good 2 minutes. And then I even asked them, do we support his right to free speech? And you heard them. They heard with a resounding yes. We asked, do we support what he says? No, we don't. A lot of these people aren't here are not fascists, they're not racist, they're not homophobic. A lot of them really support DACA. And yet you're getting nothing but slander from the other side saying we're evil white supremacists wanting to hurt them. And that's actually what's justifying in their minds Yvette Felarca to assault people on the side of the street, which led to her arrest today.
Yep, absolutely. So how do you feel about the diversity of the crowd that showed up to support free speech today?
I value diversity, but I especially value the diversity of thought. If you don't think differently than me, how am I supposed to be able to refine my argument? I'm not going to be able to know the holes. But the diversity in regard to ethnicity and the transgender people who have arrived, anybody of a different racial background, it's absolutely fantastic. I've seen people from every race, color, creed, religion. I'm personally an atheist, and I still stand beside Patriot Prayer. And I still support their right to free speech, and I still support every single person here's right to free speech, regardless of whether or not I agree.
Did you come down here from Washington?
I came down here from Seattle, yeah. Awesome. I'm actually the May Day Peace Joint guy.
Awesome. Hey, thank you so much, because you came a long way to stand for freedom in America, and I really appreciate that. You know, we need people showing up, and that's why I traveled too. I went up there for the Patriot Fair in Oregon, in Portland, Oregon. So
absolutely,
yeah. You know, I appreciate you coming down here. Thanks for your sacrifice.
Hurrah.
Yeah, when people come down here, they don't know what they're facing. You know, when people come to these things, they don't know what they're facing at all. So.
I love what's coming out of Vice News. A lot of non-biased, on the ground,
I was going to show you. We have
just footage.
Transgenders here, LGBTQ. We have the gentleman in the red hat. He's from Berkeley. He's native to Berkeley.
Hey, how's it going?
Not everybody here is Trump supporter. I'm a constitutionalist. I support whoever's for the Constitution.
You know, but I don't know, you know, for me, we're going to so many of these.
To march
I feel like
for red, white, and blue.
We've restarted Keeney Cool today, and it is what it is.
It means America.
You know what I mean?
Liberties.
I'm ready to go get something to eat. This is all that I had planned for the situation that Joey had planned. And we wanted to use our PA system, but they said that we didn't have a permit, and so they would cite us and possibly confiscate stuff, so we couldn't use that. And then we said, well, all right, well, does anybody have a bullhorn? They said you can't use any amplified sound. We cannot use a bullhorn. So we just used our voice.
I have it on my live.
Aftermath is going to be what we see all the time. Is everybody talking and
I publish it, my live videos, it will be there. Where can I post it?
As long as there's a healthy conversation environment, that's cool.
Just public, well, it's public right now.
The people that are here, though, the opposition to free speech, you know, the people that are for communism and shutting down free speech, they don't really want to talk. There is some somewhere around here, like, you know, I've heard a few conversations people are having, but you know,
Patriot Prayer. And
U.S. citizens.
How's that different from
Americans, everybody, anybody who wants to get up there. If you have something you want to say, open stage.
And this was kind of a flash march, so like we planned it out, you know what I mean? We went, I woke up at like 5 in the morning. I drove like 4 hours to get that PA system, and then, you know, traveled down here to get this whole thing going. So we did a good job. I got assaulted by Yvette Felarca and those cronies. They pinched me in the back.
What are you gonna call her?
They pinched, yeah. So basically, So basically, they came up and they pinched me in the back, and they kept pushing me, and I took the sign out of my face. They put it right in my face, and I took it right out of their face, or out of my face, and then so at that point, you know what I mean, we started walking. Little couple scuffles here and there, and we're walking down the street. Yvette Felarca runs right in front of us and tries to push up on everybody, and then the police rushed in there to like make sure that she can't impede our path, and she started fighting with them. They took her down and they arrested her. So it was really that just like was like the whip, the like cherry on top. You know what I mean? So that was like the icing on the cake.
Non-production.
If I don't comb my hair, it's
I mean, they had the girl literally poked me in the neck with their signs and stuff. You know what I mean? They were like really pushing on me too much. So then they got in my face. And they were trying to say that I elbowed her when I just pushed them back.
It's not productive. He's showing
and then the police said, "No, you're pushing up on them and stuff like that."
That's what I'm saying. This is not productive. You want to stand up there and yell? I'm going to stand right here and yell. What are you going to do about it?
That's been a different
I'm going to get pissed off. Girl, get up there.
Pushing on the ball too. I haven't seen anything get out of hand. A lot of things could have gotten out of hand, but they kept it from boiling over.
Well, they're exposed now. They know they're violent, so they have to. They got to do something.
Do you have any
Yeah, they're getting less and less of a burden around here, but it's because we keep coming in here and we keep making this happen. Yeah, we're not going to stop. We're going to continue to do it.
This isn't, it's not productive. That's why I'm trying to stop it.
If you could, you would revert it back to the days of slavery. No way, man. You're a slaver, man. You hate me because I'm brown, black. Yeah, I'm mixed, man. I'm a black Indian. But you hate me, Johnny. Hey, no, I don't drink. Check this out. I'm drinking my water. No, I'm not shaking you. I don't go for haters, man. Y'all in the wrong place. Y'all in people's hearts. Y'all should go somewhere else with that hate. No, it's the truth. Y'all haters, man. Y'all divide the country. You're not creating unity. No, you're hallucinating. If you think I'm hallucinating, you're hallucinating. Because what you're doing is creating this division. You already created that division. You created that division with me, and you created with thousands of others. No, I'm not talking. I ain't talking that nobody. I'm a black man. My people were slaves in this country by men like me. Men with your kind of mentality.
Men like me, men like you.
I think she's beautiful. Women, we gotta stick together. Americans, we gotta stick together. That's right. Anything beyond that, just
people talk at once. You're trying to confuse the issue.
Sorry about that, my bad. You're right.
No, man, you hate like people. No, I don't. You secretly hate like people. You created all these stereotypes about like rapists, like we're murderers, like we're rapists, like we're the worst people on this earth. You created that. You created that stereotype. But you know what? I stand up for the truth, and you can't stand the truth.
How is that not true? That's the truth. How is that not true?
I'm standing up for the truth. The truth is that you're here to create division. You're in the wrong place. You're people's part.
No, we're not.
Yes, you are. Yes, I don't care. I don't care.
I'm just asking.
Apparently, actually, my color isn't making much of a difference to him because he is robotic.
My color is not as much as It's about the mind, brother. It's about the mind. If you follow these fools, then you'll follow them into their reactionary revolution. What they would do. I don't believe that. I still don't believe that. I don't know. You got to get your head together. You don't want
Where is he? Where is he?
We got all kinds of people out here.
Yeah, this isn't productive.
That's fine, but I support you.
So what's the deal with the sound system that was brought? It's in the back of the truck. Yeah, that could make sense.
We should be hearing both sides. Gabe, how's it going?
Hey.
I'm not worried about it. Like, I'm here to uphold free speech. We wanted to come here in Berkeley and have an event where we can have some speakers
and no one has a
we
megaphone?
started at the campus and we walked
No one has
here.
a megaphone?
We got assaulted. A lot of us got assaulted on the way here, and we just had some speakers up on stage, and I think it's kind of winding down. So you live around here? Yeah. So while we're talking
They do whatever they want.
you mind if I be on camera? Okay.
They do whatever they want. They break whatever laws they want.
We've been, I've been talking to a lot of people around here, and they're saying basically if you walk around here with an American flag, or you walk around
We're still live this whole time.
as a conservative,
I've been live for like what? The last, I don't even know what time it is. Since we got here.
If I was by myself, like walking through here with this attire that I'm wearing, I'd probably get a selfie.
I hope so. I got that part. I got her in the street. I got her when they lifted her up the standing point, walking down the street in the car. Yeah. We actually marched safely and peacefully. Share this video. So, Joey had a sound system, speaker system, and it's in the back of the truck. For some reason, we weren't allowed to bring it onto the stage here. I don't know. I'm hearing it's lack of permits. The police wouldn't allow them. So they ended up getting up here and just winging it, which is good. But now we're straying from the plan a little bit. But yeah, we're having open dialogue, between different sides and different point of views. So that's good. I'm all for that. I'm all for debating and.
We allowed people to live, and you didn't come into my life and tell me how to live, and I wouldn't come into your life and tell you how to live. And as long as you're not taking my rights away. So I'm not going to make an assumption. I didn't want to make an assumption, but I'm a Christian conservative. I believe that marriage is between a man and a woman. That being said, I believe it's through the church. I don't think the government should have anything to do with it. I don't think they should. What I wouldn't want you to do is go into a church and say, I force you to marry.
Okay, I'm going to look for Joey.
As far as you living your life,
I'm not sure where Joey is.
So you lost. Okay.
I lost.
Okay, hold
So
on.
you were here for the whole.
So my curiosity is why I keep beating you in a debate.
And,
Feel free.
and all you did was tell me that I stereotyped your head and tell me that you're calling a Nazi, but you refused to tell me your ideas that cause people to call you a Nazi.
Kyle, why are you traveling with virtue? What?
So the virtuous skinhead.
So my ideas that got me called a Nazi is that I called out people on the alt-right. If you want to know why people get called a Nazi, I was denouncing the alt-right, and that got me called a Nazi.
So his Facebook account is literally the virtuous skinhead.
You want to know why?
You can be a sharp, right?
So you
Do you know what a sharp
she
is?
called you a skinhead, you fucking guilt-tripped her, and that's how you identify?
Do you want an answer?
What?
Okay, the reason I took the moniker of the virtuous skinhead is because in November, I was approached by multiple people when I actually went in support of a Women of Color conference on the university campus. There, I was actually told, and it's on my YouTube channel. Feel
and you
free.
went in support?
No, I went in support, absolute
you went
support.
In support.
And someone approached me from behind and said, "You're not welcome here." And I said, "Why not?" It says,
Did
you obviously
bring that shirt?
No, I just got this a couple weeks ago.
that would be.
No, I was wearing a regular shirt, and I was actually in support. I agreed.
You were in support. What do you agree with?
Yeah. One, that people shouldn't have to worry about practicing a religion. You shouldn't have to worry about prejudice. You shouldn't have to worry about walking down the street without being shot by and caught. I agreed with all of those points. I encourage you to look up the video. It's on my YouTube. No, it's not monetized. I do it just for record.
Then what are your ideas and your beliefs that cause people to associate?
I have an idea what it is.
My ideals.
Someone on the live feed is.
You cannot be control of somebody else's opinion. Your opinion is your own.
My personal view.
What are you talking about?
My personal view.
Let him respond.
Hang on. There's a reason.
Let him respond.
Just a question.
Okay. Absolutely.
I got here that you were allegedly walking the perimeter of the protest and trying really hard to pick fights. How do you respond to that?
It's absolutely inherently false.
Okay.
And in fact, actually, you have multiple accounts where I'm actually stopping a liberal
that cause people to associate with the Nazis
with shields.
I have a guess. Can I throw one out there?
Aren't you a journalist?
Well, yeah, I can ask questions, right?
What? Yeah, go ahead. You
So,
can ask
someone on the live stream is saying it's because he has a Kekistani flag on his Twitter. So the Kekistani flag is the one that looks like the Nazi flag. So that might be why.
The original symbol before the Nazis co-opted it?
No, well, the Kekistani flag is the Peppy the Frog meme, and their flag is a green version, but it's not the swastika. It's 4K.
What does it mean to him?
Well, you should ask him.
But why is he rolling around with this fool that's talking about the white genocide?
Go ahead and ask him. I'm trying to give you information.
Anybody they want. They
as to why he might.
So
have been
why
called
is it? So here's
okay. Oh, I see this.
But I don't think having a Kekistani
so why
flag
is it
makes you
that
a
you have
Nazi
to extend? And you have to have an assumption of such anger and hate for me, when I would personally love to give you a hug.
No,
I would gladly.
I don't want to touch you, dude.
I know I'm a little gross right now. I'm sorry. But I mean, honestly, I'll shake your hand.
Why
I
do
will
people
absolutely
associate
put out
with
a
Nazi
narrative piece
beliefs?
for you. I will gladly embrace you as a friend, as a sister, or whichever gender you prefer. But I will put my hand out in peace.
Can you tell me about your political views,
You can't find
please?
anything that proves that I'm a Nazi. And I disavow that term, and I think it's disgusting.
So,
I also don't like
Kyle,
Nazis, by the way. Go ahead.
Can I jump in?
Yeah.
So some of the people on here are asking about, and I know the Kekistani flag is not a Nazi thing, but that might be part of the reason because it bears a resemblance to the Nazi flag.
The one, I listen to Sargon of Akkad, guilty as charged. I love Sargon.
I
think
interviewed
he's
him
hilarious.
yesterday.
Now, I think Carl Benjamin is hilarious. And actually, what I would say is that the Kekistani flag is a political Rorschach test. Absolutely. The people who will, just like yourselves included, anything that they find that they might be able to pin on you, they will go, bam, Nazi, found it. It justifies violence against this person. And that's unacceptable. Hang on, I do not denounce a single person. I will denounce their ideas, because when you denounce a person, it demonizes them, and it allows people to more easily bring violence to them. It justifies the fact that they're not human. We can hurt them any way we want. We can just run up and punch a Nazi on the street. You know what the fact is? The guy with the Nazi armband in Seattle, I think is ridiculous. I think he's nonsensical, and one, it made me laugh when he got punched. Don't get me wrong. I mean, right when he took it in the face, just like Moldy Locks, and I'm sure that's not the first time she's ever gotten that. But I think it's absolutely hilarious. But the thing is, he should still have the right.
Be a Nazi?
Yes. I hate to say it, but yes. You have the right to be a communist. You have a right to be a feminist.
I'm not a communist.
You have the right. He has the right to be a Nazi. But the thing is, instead,
he didn't say that.
I know, but
y'all keep calling me.
He didn't call you one.
But any person.
You have the right to be a communist.
My bad.
I'm
saying my bad.
Okay, but you've been walking up here and trying to tell me I'm wrong. But you weren't even here this whole time. You have no idea what I just had to engage with before you came.
I don't need to apologize.
No, stop talking about it.
I study economics. That's my degree.
But you have the right. It's not even communism. Y'all, you
I'm actually an advocate for universal
anarchists. You see anarchists. Who? Everybody.
Come here.
How many people?
Look over there.
Okay, but I'm not I don't give a fuck. I don't know why you even came up to talk to me. I wasn't even talking to you. I was engaging with them.
Why would you want universal health care and system by Trump?
You're talking about how people are inappropriately labeling you communist. I think that is an analog of how you're inappropriately labeling
people Nazis. You're not a communist, and they're not Nazis.
I told him I saw videos of him.
Is it
him doxing
and
Nazis,
is it possible?
And he told me it didn't. I never said nothing that even supports. I never talked about political economic ideology. I never talked about socialism. I never talked about capitalism. Okay, but I got called by his homies 3 times before I even said that. So it's not a result of that. It's not the same thing. It's not the same thing.
It seems like an inflation of a
what are
position.
your political beliefs? Okay, first of all, you said you put that flag there because it reminds people of Nazis.
No,
that way you can see
it's a
it.
political Rorschach
Wait. We need to flat out say that we
Rorschach. Do you know what a Rorschach test is?
politically.
I've
Our
heard that
group
word,
does
but I'm
not
not
agree
sure.
politically.
Is that funny to you?
Yeah.
It's funny that I don't know something?
No, I'm
Keep
about
going.
to inform you. Is that okay?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
But you see how you took pride in that?
Yeah, I think it's funny.
Yeah, you think it's funny.
So,
Our group does not agree on the same political.
So,
of course not.
all right. Now, one.
Why would we?
Well, here, just so you, and do you mind me speaking real quick? Okay.
Okay.
You want to know my political beliefs?
Does that have to do with when someone sees something and it's a symbol to them and identifies them? Yeah. That's exactly what I said, and you told me no.
I didn't say no.
You did. You said that's not it.
I literally didn't.
You did. I asked if that was it.
Here we go. The political
and then
Rorschach
you took
test.
pride because you thought I didn't know because I said you said no.
A political Rorschach test is the ink blot test where you identify
You
something.
see something, yes. Okay,
so
and I
let's
asked
go
you
from here.
if you put that on there because you
from here.
want. Listen, I asked you originally. Do you put that on your Twitter because you want people to see that and identify you with a Nazi so it reflects on them?
No, I think it's ridiculous that you try to find Nazis in everything.
Why do you keep saying me try to find Nazis and everything?
I'm using you as a pluralistic.
Okay, we see. This is literally what you were telling me I shouldn't be doing, and now you're doing it again.
No, you assume something about me. I'm using people as a pluralistic.
Okay,
because I've been called
but
a
what's
Nazi by
okay? So the
hundreds of people.
purpose, you said it's a political Rorschach test. Okay, so when you see that, you want people to do that. That way you can identify them. But you refuse to tell me why you would put that originally.
I apologize. I'm seeing I was wanting to make sure there wasn't a fight.
So you want to put something that resembles what people view as a Nazi flag.
Okay.
But why?
All right. So here's the reason why. Ready? Because I believe in comedy. And the fact that I personally find it funny when people, because you guys brought me into this, not you personally, all right? Don't be offended. Not you.
I did bring you in.
Not you. I'm talking to people back in November. They brought me into this movement by labeling me something I wasn't, okay? I got involved, and I thought it was hysterical that they start to label anybody and everybody they want. Who I agree with Kyle Chapman. Anybody left of Karl Marx is suddenly a Nazi. The KKK flag, or the KKK flag, and then the Nazi flag, the one that's like on the Kekistani thing, right?
It's like the Grand Wizard's logo from the
there we
KKK.
go. The Kekistani flag is literally the political Rorschach test to make fun of people who see Nazis everywhere, and I used it because I love when people just go, "You're a skinhead," just like a friend, and then suddenly
You
what
identify as a skinhead. It's literally your
Skinhead doesn't mean racist necessarily.
Okay, I understand that, but when someone identifies as skinhead, and in my situation where I grew up,
He's got a disease.
Okay, but now you're trying to say that he's not a skinhead, but he specifically.
I'm saying I don't know.
All right, so let me clarify.
You keep butting in, and you're literally helping him out, but you're not making sense. So are you a journalist, or do you want to engage in this conversation fully? Or you just want to support everything he says? Did you come here? Because literally that's what you've been doing.
I don't even know what he means.
And you've been
because
wrong
you're not letting
3
him
times.
answer.
No, he's already answered to me. He told me it's a joke to him. He
says
thinks
it's a
it's
political
funny
Rorschach
that
test.
people see Nazis everywhere. That was his point. So what the fuck are you talking about that I'm not listening?
So may I?
You're just making shit up at this point. You're literally helping him out, but you're making yourself look bad.
Okay, so
you should probably stop talking to me.
Are you going to engage with me?
No, I'm trying to. You keep fucking interrupting.
Do you want my political opinions, or do you want?
Yes, that's what I've been asking you since you arrived in this
All right, cool.
space.
Personally, I'm a huge advocate for universal health care. I would love it. The problem is, our government pretty much sucks at everything it does.
True.
Would you trust Donald Trump with your health care?
Trust Donald?
Trust Donald Trump with your health. So why would you want him to be in charge of socialized health care?
I never said I would want him to be in charge of. I do not support any president.
So now you and I have common
Okay,
ground.
keep going.
Cool. The next one, I don't think you and I should ever judge each other based upon the birth of what we were made.
Of course not.
Okay?
I grew up with all white people. You act like I'm walking around judging white
But
people.
the problem is that when we have people who would label me a skinhead or a Nazi or things like that.
But you're helping it.
Okay?
You know that, right?
Now, if I may use a word that's not really helpful to the dialogue, when people use the N-word, okay, in the black community, okay, they've taken it upon themselves because they adopted that word, so it was no longer offensive to them from people who were historically dominant.
But that's literally a take that people tend to try to, when they're on like say television and whatever, they're trying to say that's the reason because it tries to make us look, but honestly, a lot of it is not, it's rooted in internalized oppression. It's not rooted as a sense of protecting, it's rooted as a sense of self-degradation, because that's who we were for so long.
Alright, I'm out. Go over here, something's going down this way.
If you want to have your blue stick, this is what
Hey, what's up?
Well, we're glad you're here too. Thank you very much for speaking with us.
We're sweaty hands.
Yep. And yeah, please, you know, yeah, I can lead you right to him.
Did David them both?
Kyle? Who? No, he's around. Let me show you. Kyle. He is, and he's wearing black, which doesn't help today because usually he wears a brighter shirt. Do you know where Kyle is? Have you seen Kyle? I know, but where?
Maybe if you get on the stage, you can see.
Anyone know where Kyle is? Kyle? Kyle? You know where Kyle is? You know where Kyle is? Oh, right over here.
Let's go.
Kyle, you seen Russell?
No.
Right over there. He's getting interviewed.
Oh, the shade is a smart man.
Yeah, but go over there before they start marching again. I'll walk with you.
Well, I'll follow you guys.
If I can find Joey, I suppose, or anyone else might be open to this.
I want you to be able to ask whatever curiosities you have.
So after Amber's in Sunday, I ended up with a bunch of my supporters drinking beer.
Awesome.
Sorry to everyone out there watching the live stream. Take a moment to sign my life away. Here it is.
Name, contact in the front, and then signature.
Moving out.
But it also means that the police are going to finally release you for spying.
Yeah, take a soda, sure. So, what's my name?
Kyle, this nice gentleman had a few questions for you. He's very friendly, but he really wants to open dialogue with you.
So white genocide, otherwise known as the war.
Where else?
Is basically
on the other side? Notice, everyone, that I'm not reading this. Signed by...
It's a number one.
Did you hear me, Tiny? Tiny, don't touch him! Tiny, don't touch him!
That guy was really pushing my buttons. And whites.
I know, but you did good.
2017. Alright, cool.
I'm just on Facebook Live right now. Hi! Hi!
Correct, I'm too nice. They could make me look like a horrible person. Oh, I'm holding it in front of the thing. Oh, okay. Then we're getting real official now. Sure. What's your name again? Thomas. Okay. Thank you, Thomas. Hopefully you're good to me. So we are headed back because everything is moving this way once again.
Hey, Russell!
Nice. Nice. Thank you, kids.
Anytime.
I see you a lot on Facebook.
I know. You get my other stuff.
Yeah.
Once in a while I get carried away. That's okay.
Hey, I see you everywhere too. What's your name, man?
I'm Jordan.
Jordan, I saw you. I think I saw you. Whoa! It is my fault for distracting him.
No worries.
That was on live stream. That's gonna live on forever. I'm sorry, man.
No, it's okay because at least your audience can actually get a good laugh out of something.
Right? Yeah. We're bumping into everyone here. It's okay.
Yeah. What's up?
Okay. Oh, nothing. I was just saying. Seen around. I recognize you. I figure I'd just say hey. That's all. I don't know. Maybe say whatever you think of all this, I guess.
Well, I think that we are pretty much living by the legacy of the free speech movement going back to the 60s, and I think that right now we are just a reincarnation of that free speech movement, though. Because over the last couple of decades, the radical, progressive left-wing elites have, totally taken over the scenes. They've taken over the government, the college campuses, and just our political sphere to the point where they are no longer liberal anymore, though. They're no longer about giving people that freedom of speech and expression. They're more about, hey, setting rules, setting standards, and expecting us to abide by them. So here in Berkeley being like almost a radical left-wing stronghold, they're expecting you to be pro marriage equality, pro-abortion, pro all of that stuff. But if you're against that stuff, then automatically you're going to be assigned the bigoted label though. So we're out here to say that, hey, whether you're for that, whether you're for gay marriage or not,
that third battle Berkeley with that
Berkeley 3.0 without having to be labeled
that one event where
bigot or have any other kinds of abominable attacks hurled at you.
Now, what do you think about folks making a human wall yesterday?
He went back there.
That was very stupid. That was really stupid.
Base Skywalker.
Honestly, I'm like,
that's Luke. Hey, what's up, dude?
What's up, brother?
Proud of your boy, man.
Proud of your boy, brother. How you doing?
Why not do that down on the southern border? That was really stupid, though, because
first degree proud.
Since it was a public event,
I met Ray already.
Have,
first degree, what's the oath?
Every news media outlet. Every media news outlet has the right to document what's going on, and so-called protesters don't have any right to try to stop us from doing what we do.
The BBC, you guys are fake news.
Okay.
I think it's
if you're players, you gotta get like
what do you call Muslims Asians?
Yeah, they do.
Especially the extremists, right? They call them Asians, right?
Yeah, the Pakistanis are Asians.
Yeah, they are Asians, but it's not accurate enough.
No.
I think it's ridiculous.
We should claim Oriental again.
I'd rather be called Oriental, man. Because it's more accurate.
Yes, it is.
Hey, what is your name, my friend?
Mark.
Mark, what's up, man?
You are
Hansel from Proud Boys LA.
Oh, cool. Where the LA from?
San Gabriel Valley, where all the Asians live.
Okay, yeah. I'm down in Alhambra a lot.
Alhambra, nice. Yeah, man, that's right there.
Yeah, I got friends over in Pasadena.
Okay.
Grew up in San Gabriel Valley.
Oh, you grew up in San Gabriel Valley? Nice.
No, I spent a lot of time there.
Oh, you spent a lot of time there?
Yeah.
That's awesome. Let me put you
here, man. My cord isn't long enough. But... Hey, what's up, everybody?
What's happening? 3 up.
Yeah, so we're here marching back to Sproul Square, I think, right?
Yes, we are. We're heading back to campus.
Yeah.
Seems like a pretty successful day.
Yeah.
No drama.
Yeah, so we're destroying the narrative that this is a white supremacist movement. We got some black people now. We got 2 Asians walking back, supporting America, right?
Hell yeah. Word up. We got actually a half a dozen Asians, I think,
Yeah.
Not the UK Asians, not Pakistanis or anything, but Orientals.
What do you say to the guys that think like we're sellouts and stuff?
Oh, you know what? All they got is bullshit and gaslighting. They ain't got no legit talking points. You try to legit talking point with them, they'll start talking shit. They'll try to stir you up. They got nothing legit to say.
Yeah.
So, you know what? If they're incapable of being reasoned with. They got nothing legit to say.
Yeah.
So, you know what? If they're incapable of being reasoned with.
Speech Week, Untitled Chapter, spoke earlier, or tried to speak, and couldn't do this morning.
Let's all do this, Donald Trump. Let's all do this, Donald Trump. I have so fucked up sometimes.
Oh, that's one way of saying
Well,
it.
at least you know yourself.
I don't typically use white genocide. I use the war on whites. I think this war is being waged by academia.
We protect those from
by the
injustice.
media.
We protect those from being
and
deported.
primarily
we protect those who
by
can't
politicians.
protect themselves. That's the order.
And in general by leftists.
Cool, man.
What they're trying to do
Take care.
is basically every time you turn on the television, every time you walk into a college classroom, they're trying to make it that to where whites are responsible for all the ills of society. And when it comes to whites, all they talk about is colonialism. All they talk about is imperialism,
what they're trying to do.
slavery. I mean, it just goes on and on and on. Every time you have a new movie out, it talks about slavery, the Civil War. It only focuses on whites' part in slavery when historically
all they talk about is imperialism.
Is minor when you compare it to Arabs' part in slavery, which was much more major and involved. But there's never been one movie made about it. So the idea and the emphasis is to always keep whites browbeaten, to keep us pushed down and ashamed and afraid to stand up for ourselves, our culture, and our civilizations.
I suppose as an American nationalist, though, you must realize that that's the story here in this country.
What, of slavery?
Slavery.
That 2% of whites owned slaves at one point in our country's history, yeah. And that most of the whites here have absolutely no direct lineage to anyone who ever owned slaves. Yeah, I understand that.
So, are you familiar with one wealthy slave owner in Louisiana? Sorry, one.
Well, wealthy slave owner in Louisiana was a black man, right?
That's correct.
Yep.
But even if can I just ask one more question?
Berkeley police, they love the American flag as long as it's not waving from a firm and erect pole. That's what they say. You know what's great about God? God can use both hands. Satan only has one.
Oh, okay. I mean, what do you think about the violence that's happened here in Berkeley and elsewhere?
Well,
political protests. This is something that is
I've been a victim of this violence multiple times. I have several felony charges against that I'm facing right now because of the self-defense I've had to wage in defending myself and others. Yes, of course, self-defense and defending myself and others from violent leftists. The violence does not come from the right.
None of it.
None of it. Violence is an issue of the left. Well, if those people in Charlottesville had been allowed to exercise their First Amendment protected constitutional rights, the chances of violence in Charlottesville would have been minimal. Those guys were not didn't go there looking for violence. They went there dressed like they were prepared to defend themselves, and rightfully so, because the Charlottesville police stood down and allowed them to be attacked by a massive number of leftists. That's what happened there. Here in Berkeley, I've been involved in several rallies here in Berkeley. 2 rallies were violent. Okay? The first rally was violent. About 80 of us showed up. We were attacked by 250, 300 leftists. The second rally, we got a troll here. The second rally that we had, we showed up again. Again, we were attacked by about an equal number of leftists. In that rally, we fought back, and we won that day. The third rally, I threw that rally myself with a gentleman named Gavin McGinnis. In that third rally, we had 450 people. It was the largest conservative rally probably in the history of Berkeley, definitely within decades. There was not one single instance of violence in that rally. You know why? Because the leftists didn't show up and attack us.
All the violence comes from the left.
All the violence comes from the left. Let me ask you a question. How many Hillary Clinton rallies were shut down by violent right-wing extremists? None. How many Bernie rallies were shut down by violent How many riots were there by racist white boogeyman after the first black president of the United States was elected?
Politics of the past.
How many? None.
You guys are out here.
Now what happened when Trump was elected? They fucking burned down D.C. They assault. Time after time again, they disrupt his rallies and they assault innocent people for exercising their First Amendment right. Nothing like Antifa. Do you have a comparison like that on the right? Violence is an issue of the left. Even if you go into the prison systems and you see out of the murderers, the rapists, and the robbers, how many of those people are Democrats? The vast majority of them are. Violence is a leftist issue. Right-wingers are God-fearing, law-abiding, hard-working people.
Look, I appreciate your time.
You're welcome.
Wasn't too bad, was it?
Yeah, you're fair enough. All right, guys.
You've been to a lot of rallies.
How was it? Was that it?
How many bloodied right-wingers versus bloodied left-wingers do you see?
Oh, I mean, come on. Like, the first Battle of Berkeley was terrible. You know, everybody was covered in blood.
Well, you know, every time I look at these videos online, all I see are bloodied right-wingers. I've seen one bloody left-winger.
Yeah. It's, you know, these guys, you know what's funny is he actually had a look of shock in his face when I was telling everybody was covered in blood. The violence comes from the left. He was like, really? How dare you say something? I mean, that sounds a bit ludicrous. And you look at it and you're like, in what instances do you have, solid concrete instances do you have of organized right-wing violence? Almost none.
You don't.
It's almost, yeah, it just doesn't happen. So they have Charlottesville now. That's all they have. And when I tell them with that, it's like, hey, had those people been left the fuck alone, there'd have been no violence. They'd have had their little fucking speech and went home. Yeah.
Our streets! Our streets! Our streets! Our streets! Our streets! Our streets! Our streets!
Heading back to Sprout Plaza right now.
Come talk to me.
This is right around the point where Yvette Felarca got arrested.
Now shut the fuck up!
Hey, you're so lucky to get in that bench hero event, bro.
Yeah, it was good.
Yeah,
our streets!
I couldn't get it.
Our streets! Our streets!
Lucky guy.
Our streets! Our streets!
Dang, the media was really on your ass, dude.
Yeah, they always are.
I wish they were interested in talking to me, but they really were gravitated towards you.
Yeah.
What was up with that, man?
Oh, that's just how they always are. Normally, I don't even give them a platform. Like, I don't even talk to them. So they're like, surprised when I even.
Free speech rights in order to take away your fundamental rights. If you can't speak out against government tyranny, then you're in a lot of trouble. And that's where it really comes down to. At the end of the day, you have to be able to speak out against the controllers. And if you can never speak out against the controllers, and your free speech is oppressed, and that's what the founders understood, then our country's done. You get rid of the First Amendment, it's over.
Exactly.
And they know this.
It'll be many millennia before you get that back again.
Yeah, if you ever get it back. If you ever get it back. This country's been the greatest experiment in the history of the world, even though it's, you know, every country has its bad history part of it, okay? But in the history of the world, this country's been the best country in the history of the world.
Which country has had no dirty hands? You know, which country has had to...
And they all do. It's unfortunate.
To make themselves great.
And everybody, I think most people recognize that, and it's a sad consequence of life. But the situation is, you don't replace it by a system of Marxism, a system that has been proven over and over again when it's implemented to be tyrannical, and everything
Streets!
This is almost like an oxymoron. It's almost like this is
we are now back
at the city of Berkeley really needs to fix their streets instead of worrying about funding commies, you know what I mean? So, well, they can't get a street right now. I keep tripping over shit like that. But anyways, the danger of losing free speech
because their numbers are dropping.
is the most scary thing to do.
Like they do.
You got to understand, speech is paramount to a free society. Imagine a world without Imagine a world without
I think a lot of their own.
I'm sure all the Marxists are there railing against it. Hey, Andrew, can I ask a question? Sure. Someone on my live feed is asking how you define Marxism.
How I define Marxism? Well, they want to always devolve back to how to define Marxism. What I'll do is use examples. Okay. Cuba, Russia, China, all these other countries that tried it before, and we see what it devolved into. It devolves into pure tyranny. They read the same books. They read the Marxist dialogue. They went for the same kind of bullshit, and ended up falling into pure, almost not pure communism, because it's never been pure communism, but pure fascism. And that's how I define it. I've seen it happen over and over again. It never works.
Thank you.
He came up to us, first things he said, Joey, am I welcome and patriot prayer even though I'm an atheist? And I said, hell yeah, I don't care. If you believe in freedom, you believe in love, you believe in peace, man, that's all that matters to me. He's been running around, he's put his lives on the line several times. Okay, he believes wholeheartedly in nonviolence resistance. Okay, these guys are real deal. Okay, he won't walk into Portland by himself. He has to keep his hands up. Okay, amazing speaker. He's got something to say. Let's hear it for Kyle.
Hey, I want to just say something really quick. Every time I'm coming here, they ask me why we're going to this very specific spot. First Portland, then Seattle, Westlake. I got the same question when I'm coming here. This is the absolute most important place to ever come. This is the epicenter where all of this is going down. I attend the University of Washington in Seattle. There are people there who are conservative, who are scared to admit they are conservative. They hide and skulk in the shadows, fearful that they will be targeted and assaulted and fall to their car. I have been doxxed, I have been assaulted, I've been threatened. I am not even special about that. That is almost an everyday occurrence on a university such as Berkeley or the University of Washington, Seattle. Yvette Felarca was arrested today. She teaches.
Lock her up! 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 Lock her up!
All right, but think about that. She teaches children about her sister's age. Her terroristic ideals are influencing the very fabric of the next generation.
No more swamp trolls!
She is making sure that people who have to listen to her, who are legally obligated to sit in the seats every day, enforced by the political backbone of people like Nancy Pelosi and all the other corrupt politicians who are just trying to bring about their agenda. And yet, all they're being taught is how to fight people like us. The people who actually stand for diversity. The people who are trying to get people from the fringes. The people who are trying to build bridges from both sides. We need to make political discourse civil again. We need to make America peaceful again.
Yes. Yes.
We need to make America great again. And I may be an atheist, but I stand side by side with people like Joey Gibson who are true hardcore believers of Christianity. And I will state this until the day I die. God bless the United States.
I'll speak real quick. So listen, guys, I'm Kyle Chapman, also known as Bass Stick Man.
Hurry up!
If you guys didn't notice, every time we've shown up here, the numbers of Antifa and the numbers of BAM are getting smaller, smaller, smaller. We are winning the war, guys. This is where persistence pays off. First Battle of Berkeley, there's about 80 of us. There's close to 300 of them. They overwhelmed us. We took a lot of damage that day. Second Battle of Berkeley, there's about 300 of us, about 300 of them. We all know what happened at the second Battle of Berkeley. There's 3 rallies. The third rally, 450 Patriots showed up. That rally was thrown by myself, Gavin McGinnis. We had people like Joey Gibson speak. We had Faith Goldie, Brittany Pettibone, Lauren Southern, probably one of the largest rallies in decades, or possibly in the history of Berkeley, one of the largest conservative rallies. Antifa did not show up. There were 0 instances of violence. None. That is what we're looking for. We are looking for no instances of violence. We do not come here to provoke violence. We come here to peacefully assemble and exercise our First Amendment rights. It's called self-defense. It's called self-defense. Big difference. So what we do is we come here to peacefully. That's Berkeley. He's here for peace. And then once again, today we had almost no instances of violence except for one, where Yvette Felarca assaulted me. And now she's in jail. So the story tomorrow is going to be Yvette Felarca assaults Bay Stickman Kyle Chapman. It's now
That's a big no-no.
No, it's going to be hilarious.
She's a disgrace to Filipinos.
We're doing good. We're doing good, guys. Today was another victory in the battle for free speech, the First Amendment. Thank you. Thank all of you. Everybody give yourselves a big round of applause.
Yes, Pauline.
Hey guys. My name's Ryogaby, Bay Spider-Man. So I wasn't planning on speaking today, but since I'm here, I might as well take the opportunity since I missed it last time. We're all about diversity, aren't we? Amen. Absolutely. Yeah. Blue lives matter? Yeah. Black lives matter? Yeah. All lives matter? Yeah. There we go. You know, one of the reasons why I was so inspired to join up with MAGA Crew is their words, not necessarily their actions. But I saw black people, brown people, Asian people, trans people being part of the community. It inspired me to want to come out. It inspired me to want to listen and hear everyone's point of view. And I always have to keep telling people as they try to come at me, it's like, oh, you're supporting white supremacists, you're supporting Nazis. I haven't met a Nazi yet. I haven't either. I ain't met no racists yet. I ain't met no white supremacists. How much love you get? I get much love. Because I take the time to listen. And everyone, this hate that keeps surrounding us is out of ignorance. It's out of this form of like this rising of virtue signaling that everybody wants to be more offended than the other person, and they use us and the flag as their target. That if you support the flag and you support America or Trump, that you must be a bad person. I know this because I used to think the same thing. I used to think, oh yeah, you must be racist. What about the police violence?
Country guys, pass the word. Pass the word. All right.
So I'm gonna just step out here for a second. Too much talking for me. I was gonna go find that guy who was calling out Kyle.
Jordan, that was awesome. Was it Dustin or Justin? Dustin. Good to see you, my man. Yeah.
I feel guilty that I forgot yours. Ben.
So Dustin and I met on Sunday, and we totally agreed that there needs to be more dialogue. And I got to tell you, man, let's turn this way, get a little better light.
Yes, he is out on a $135,000 bond.
Yeah, I thought it was wonderful how
that is correct. So I'm going to walk down here and see what this guy is shouting about. Like wacky tam on.
Yeah. And after he spoke, we left. Then liberals and conservatives and atheists and Christians and men and women and all different colors were able to come together and have some really cool conversations.
Yeah, I heard a lot of productive discussions. A lot of people.
Go fucking home! Go fucking home!
Yeah.
We all hate
I was standing up on stage with Mary,
home!
was her name, Ari and Nikki, and we had some awesome conversations. Actually, Nikki's right behind me over here, or in front of me, actually, right here. We had some awesome conversations, and all of a sudden we look out over the stage, and there are conversations happening all over the park. That was one of the coolest things I've seen. And actually, the cops had come in because some crazy guy had come in and started on the left, again, part of BAM, had come in and tried to start shouting people down. But after about 20 minutes, the police dispersed and allowed us to have conversations.
For the guy, the tag guy who was calling out Kyle Chapman there. I hear his perspective. Mr. Chapman has been
I think there's
to jail on a number of occasions, not just for his recent beating, but I believe there was a 1991 conviction and one other where he ended up in prison. One was for
Right.
robbery.
And I'm a Christian
armed
conservative.
robbery,
Some would
but,
call me a right winger.
He's got quite a record.
Right.
So that man
and we, yes,
accurate
and
about that.
and so my objective is to convince you somehow. Well, God does that. I might plant the seed, but we should be able to have a conversation and be friends at the end of the day.
I agree. Even if we disagree, we can at least try and find things that we do have more common ground. Like,
This is what it's about.
we probably disagree about abortion.
Yep.
We potentially might disagree about certain aspects of climate change. I don't want to assume.
Yeah. No, I
what's going
believe
on
the
now?
climate changes, but I believe there's
I
a
guess
lot
I can go
of
get in there,
a lot of agenda behind the climate change movement to control industry and to control people, and whether or not the science is conclusive or the cost of addressing the potential problems is But again, you're right. The moral of the story is we will probably disagree.
But brother, you say voting doesn't work, then you can never do anything.
That's it. That's individual rights. That's the I loved it, guys. Today was epic. Nothing. I mean, Yvette Felarca got arrested. I'm going to show you guys. I got the video of that. Hey, where can they find your video? Do you have it? Do you have it streaming? Was it?
Yeah. I'll tell you where it is off camera.
Okay.
I'm anonymous at the moment because of the liberal ability.
Well, watch Frontline Radio. Watch what. I do, but I don't use it. Everything I do on Facebook gets linked to my stuff.
Oh, there he is.
Okay. Yeah, so she got arrested, and then there's something crazy. So again, Yvette Felarca's violent leftist.
Hey, man. I'm aware of some of the facts that you're putting out there. Is there any chance I could talk to you on my live stream?
Didn't get arrested, but should have. Who are you?
My name is Rod Weber. You can look me up if you need 5 minutes to Google me and come back. My website is flowersforpeace.net. I did a 2016 documentary about bringing flowers to all the candidates. Called out Donald Trump with scripture a number of times.
I'd be willing to talk to you, but not on camera.
Okay, that's fine.
And this is what it's about. Let me flip the camera here, guys. This is what it's about.
Well, right. No, I mean some other because I'm live.
Okay, sure.
Some other. Yeah, likewise. Take care.
Have a good one.
Rod.
Are you? What brought you out here today?
Well, I'm part of the deplorable party, and there's that misconception going around that every conservative is a Nazi, so I'm here to wear a shirt to prove to them that I'm not.
It was like when Ben Shapiro came and they stand against white supremacists.
Oh yeah,
you know.
And I love how Ben Shapiro owned it. He's like, I'm also standing up against that. Like, I was actually at that event, but I couldn't get in because they barricaded all around and the tickets got sold out like that.
Well, no, they didn't sell out. They actually, the administration stopped it. No, they didn't sell out. They actually stopped. Thank you for coming. There was a ton of energy in the campus here.
No, I don't. I'm in Santa.
Thank you for coming out, man. You go to get
Or if you want to go direct, well, that'll bring you.
Kyle Chapman and some of the other guys all gave speeches talking about what's going on. There's a debate between base Spider-Man and a guy who's against him. They're having a debate now.
We shouldn't have to fight.
He's basically, he was the guy who was in the earlier summer protests this year who wore a mask and a giant stick, and then he would beat away Antifa guys who tried to attack him and all the protesters.
Oh, a little drone.
Was he the guy who like Gavin McInnes liked or something?
Yeah. What?
Yes.
McInnes is a big fan of him.
Okay. He just like hit some guy unprovoked.
No. There was a whole bunch of people hitting other people.
Yeah, Kyle Chapman over here.
I'm hitting anybody's guy.
Absolutely.
Well, I'm gonna go offline, folks. Might come back on in a minute.
QUAM is in Mary. Thank you. So again, guys, we're here at Sproul Plaza, and it's peaceful. We're having a we're having conversation in the middle of this crowd without violence. It's awesome. What was your name again, brother? Nick. So Nick and I ran back into each other last time on Sunday, and we started talking, and then Nick realized that he had an epic video from April 15th of me getting bashed in the head, and then we connected the dots. So that was a pretty cool re-encounter.
Yes, it was. Yes, indeed.
Now, what's the organization or what's the company that you've got?
It's just me, Nick Stumphauser. I'm a documentary filmmaker from Brighton, Michigan, and I'm here filming Unspeakables.
You came out here from Brighton, Michigan, Just for this?
Just for this week. I need to capture the suppression of intellectual capitalism.
Awesome.
That's what I'm here to do.
Awesome.
And the shirt's ironic, okay? I'm not actually a communist.
Yeah, People's Republic of Berkeley. There it is. There it is, guys. Yeah, and we're changing that today. We brought free speech back onto campus. There's a beautiful thing. So far. Now, I know there's an evil element out there, them and Antifa, that want to come in here and try to shut it down, but they're being marginalized by the classic liberals and the conservatives that would say that we can agree to disagree.
Yeah.
And that's what's starting to happen, guys. That's what's starting to happen. I'm going to keep walking. It's good to see you, brother.
Good to see you, too.
Awesome, my man. I've got a little independent show called Frontline Radio out of Fresno.
I saw you at the Milo event.
Yeah. So that was, he actually signed my hat. I wanted him to sign. For Trump to sign my hat. Cool. That's a perfect example, though. Disagree. Beauty of America and that we've seen across.
And we're all going to be oppressed. This goddamn place is a hive
Amber coming.
of communism. We're going to stand up. Everybody say USA!
USA! USA! USA!
USA! Down
USA!
That's all I'm going to say.
USA!
When I was in high school, I used to do a lot of that. Say no to drugs. All right, we're back. Sorry. I'm here with Hash. Sorry, guys. Depending on where I'm standing, I get a signal or not. So what were you going to say, Hash?
Muslims for free speech.
Muslims for free speech. Hash here. Standing up against violence? Yep, awesome. Yeah, that's one of those things, too. We need to have a conversation because there is radical jihadism going on around the world, but that doesn't mean that all
guys what?
How's the homeless?
Build the wall? What is Trump
Again,
always
we should be
say?
able to
Make
come
America
together and have a nice conversation and not nobody get
But
violent.
first of all, before we get to making America great again, we got to build a wall.
Look it up. Facebook.
I'm not talking about the wall in the border. I want you to look in your heart. Build the wall between you and violence. The wall between you and fear. To make America great again, we need to build those walls. Set it up. Separate us from all these things. We cannot make America great again if we come out here with hate. We cannot make America great again if there's corruption everywhere. That is why I encourage everybody, look down in your heart to open your ears and listen to somebody's belief that is different from yours. That is all there is. That is all free speech is about. It's about coming down to learning how to disagree without disrespect. If we can have that, we're going to make America great again.
It was actually really good. I think
Yeah.
we won. Yvette
Rally was
Felarca's
really
locked
good.
up.
she actually locked up or she sent to Gulag, yeah? She sent to Gulag?
We need to send her to Gulag.
Yes, we need to send her to the Gulag.
Send her to the gas chamber.
So we are heading back to my house at 1234 First Street. Base Peter Griffin. Oh, that's a good one. They were saying Amber Cummings was Base Peter Griffin.
They were like, zoom out, zoom out, zoom out.
Oh yeah, we know you guys are not huge fans. But he did a good speech today. So, we're going to start closing down the stream, but have some questions and all that.
Yeah, it's going to ask me anything, but not degenerate stuff, guys.
Actually, one thing I want to talk about as we're getting the questions going is people talk about what they can do to come out here and help move the movement. One of the worst things that I think people do is try to skip jury duty. If you get a call to jury duty, you should go. You should go to jury duty, you should serve your service, and if somebody's put up on something, on a crime that they shouldn't be, then go and exonerate them. If not, charge
based
them.
Russian driver.
Yeah, based Russian driver. There you go.
Yvette Felarca was arrested for assaulting base stickmen.
And I want to add this, not just talking about jury nullification, because that's something that is important, but we need to actually talk about changing the culture of looking at jury, the whole jury, because the judges will try to tell you there's no such thing as jury nullification. It's a term that's gotten popular, but it's not just jury nullification.
What's that?
The keys. It's not sensing the keys. You got to bring the keys up.
Okay.
So the we need to make sure that we can go in there and serve our community by making sure that our morals are pushed forward. So if we sat there and pushed our morals forward through taking part and being part of a jury, just because you have a job and stuff like that, it could be hard, and no one's going to fault you if you honestly can't afford it. But plead that case. And then if they say that you're on the jury, then do your best, because who knows when it's going to be somebody in California who had to defend themselves with a gun and they're trying to charge them with murder. You can sit there and go not guilty and save that person's life and their family's lives. You know, there's same things where a lot of these people, they get off because of what? The color of their skin. We talk about all sorts of different things on this channel, right? So why not go in there and try to put in an unbalanced or an unbiased, balanced view on it and sit there and actually serve your duty. So that's one thing I want to keep talking about, is we need to start changing the culture of looking at jury service.
They want to ask the questions to the driver.
Oh, okay. To based Russian. All right.
Okay.
They want to know what Russia's thoughts are on Hitler.
Okay, Russia's thoughts on Hitler. Okay, guys, we beat the Germans in World War II, okay? Then we indoctrinate all Western culture with communist indoctrination. This is very good for education here in Berkeley, you know? We make sure all people know that socialism is the answer. We must make sure that all the people understand that communism is a great, great ideology, you know?
Wow. Is that why you picked Berkeley out of all the places? When you came from Russia, you said, I want to live in Berkeley because of cultural Marxism?
Oh yeah, you know, I said this is closest place to Russia. I said Yvette Felarca, like daughter of Stalin, you know? Like I said, I have to come here, you know?
I love you guys.
They're calling you the real squatting Slav.
Guys, this is real squatting Slav. I'm out here to trigger snowflakes and make sure that we are out here exposing the communism and the cultural Marxism here in Canada.
Wait, who has more snowflakes, Berkeley or Russia?
Oh man, let me tell you, in winter time.
They said that you should work at the communist bookstore.
Oh yeah, revolutionary books. I hear Antonio Foreman. Go over there and storm books.
I'm Ben Berkeley. I'm at Frontline Radio out of Fresno, California, standing up for liberty, standing against exposing the left and mobilizing Christian conservatives to reestablish one nation under God. I saw Kyle on March 4th. I saw what you guys did standing up after the first Milo event and all the violence. I stand up for our president. I went to the inauguration. I'm sick of, I've been fighting this fight for about 9 years with the Tea Party and all that. But what was missing in a lot of that was God. It was all the fiscal policy, but what we're finally starting to see brought back in is God being invited back into our country. And we only win this if we invite God in. We are only strong through Him. And so to see the patriots that are standing up in peace and in unity, but rightfully defending themselves when that's needed. I mean, our patriots our fathers and grandfathers and the people that have come before us that fought and died. Our liberty has to be fought for, guys. It has to be fought for. You have to stand up. You have to be willing to bleed to save the liberty in this nation. So I thank Kyle Chapman and all the other patriots that are standing up for it.
Thank you, Ben. Guys, just so you know, Ben was standing at the holding this sign at the Second Battle of Berkeley when he was struck in the head. He got about, what, 12 staples? Or
Yeah, I got 7 in my head and 6 in my ear.
7 in the head. They hit him twice, yeah?
Yeah, 3 times, but
3 times. And he did
2
not.
sticks.
You did not back down. You stayed there. You didn't back away.
I wanted to show the illustration of what the violent left is.
So the stick tore through the sign like that, and you can see it's covered.
I taped it back together.
Yeah, he taped it back together, but it's covered in his blood. Totally covered in his blood.
It was an honor to stand with you, my man.
And yeah, I appreciate you, bro. We won that day. That was a beautiful day.
It was a beautiful day.
It was one of the best days in the Patriot movement since the election of Trump.
It was, and then the beauty is that we've, you know, what the media has tried to do is portray us as the violent.
Russians are very white.
As
Yvette get arrested. Yeah, Yvette was arrested in front of me. I didn't get really good footage.
Aggressors, in reality, aggressors, and we're this country standing up for liberty. That is waking up people.
I don't know, because she's attacked.
Dude, they pushed her face into the hot tar.
That was really funny.
And stand against, you know what pisses me off even more than the Democrats, because I know who the Democrats are. I stand against them because I disagree with them, but the cowards like Mitch McConnell and Paul Ryan, the worthless Republicans, it's time for you to get your asses out of office and
They're
put
the
people
most
in.
dangerous.
They are.
That's the
They are,
enemy in the
because
gates.
they are. They're wolves in sheep's clothing.
Shoving people, putting again. How's Cripple doing? I'm
Here, man.
I like Cal.
I don't want to make more laws. We want freedom, we want peace, although we don't have the solutions for the sake of people. We want to know what the solutions are.
Sorry. Big NFL star.
Are you a Trump supporter?
No.
She's a student.
Just hanging out?
She's a hanger by.
Just listening to the feed.
What do you guys think of everything so far?
Bring your life into Berkeley.
I think
bring your life into this campus, into California, into Oregon, Washington, the West Coast.
There could be more cohesive arguments.
Yeah.
I think that some people on both sides need to like get it together and just listen, I guess. I don't know.
Well, there's no debates. This was.
No, just like what.
Yeah, these are just like speeches at this point.
Like just not as much of the shouting match, like I want to win. But like,
I think on both sides.
Yeah, on both sides.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that the what I've listened, like debates I've listened to, there's like just a lot of yelling. But like on both sides, not one.
I am tired of leftists smearing the dead name of people who believe individual liberty first and foremost. If you don't believe in abortion, okay, good for you. Let's have a discussion about it. You do not deserve to be told this. I'll take this and then I would mind just
Walks back to their car. I don't see a lot of reading around here, so.
Me either. Especially with the snake's head cut off.
Traveling all around the Middle East. I went on a MEU. So that's a Marine Expeditionary Unit. And so when I was in the Middle East, I went out on a ship. We got called in. We flew in and we went to several different places. Oman, Jordan, Kuwait, Syria, Bahrain, Dubai. We went to all sorts of different places. So no, didn't go out, and I'm technically a combat veteran. I was never directly in fire. There's one time we got shot at and blew those people up. So, but that I didn't get to do anything. We were just on post. So there. Now you know my more of my military background.
Is this how they call doxing? Yeah.
Kinda. I don't know if they can pull any information out of that, but that's some basic stuff.
These houses are worse than the poop that comes
Fucking
out
pogue.
of my
Nope,
house.
I was 0311, fool. Let's see here. Steven. Yeah, 0311. Want to talk about a pogue? I will smoke your ass, alright? I will have you running up to the top of the hill and grab that the leaf from the tree on the top of the hill. And just let y'all know, over in Pendleton, there ain't no trees on tops of hills because the dirt's too light and water soaks straight through. It's a good little prank we play on the boots. That, along with getting them to take a bunch of shots at once and then getting them to drink water, absorbs in your body so much quicker. They think they're so good 10 minutes in, 5 shots in, until you have them chug a beer or a glass of water.
Oh, I found the Yvette Felarca.
Oh, Yvette Felarca.